I've got two choices there. I can become secretive, defensive, half-hearted, and even dishonest. Today, I'm going to go and see a competitor. I don't think they are competition. And about a year ago, the owner of that business sent me an email and said, shall we meet up? I've seen some of your correspondence, your email marketing, and it looks interesting. I said, yeah, that would be good. I've seen yours too. And, well, you know how things are. Now's the day. So about 6 months later, we're actually meeting up. I'm going to this meeting and he's letting me come to the meeting because we're quite honest and open with each other. Of course, we have some crossover. There are some things we do that he does as a business, and yeah, I suppose that is competition. But there's a lot of things he does differently to us which would help our customers, and I hope what we do could help his customers. So, I'm going along with an open mind. Left the meeting with the so-called competitor, and of course he wasn't a competitor at all. He does similar things, just what I said basically, he does similar things to us, but for different segments of the market. Yes, he sells to businesses, yes, we sell to businesses, but he has a more complex technical consultancy offer, ICT based. We wouldn't get involved with that, and I don't think he'd get involved with what we do. So, instant opportunity, because you'll still be getting inquiries from those people, just like we do. And turning people away in business is a bad idea. So what you have to do, I think, and what we do, is we do positive no's. We say, no, we can't help you. We're not the best people for what you do or who you are, but we want to help you, and I will pass you on to a trusted, safe pair of hands. Positive no. You still like our company because we helped you, we just didn't help you ourselves. Positive no. And you need a safe pair of hands of that, because you are judged by your referral, and not just a little bit. Your name is reflected by the reliability and quality of the work that results from your referral. Positive no. Well, that was one thing came out today. This guy runs a business that is extremely professional, high quality. He's my positive no for the inquiries I don't want to do, not because I don't like them or I don't think they can make money. I'm sure they can make money. I don't want to do them because they're not the best fit for us, and we stick to the customers we think we can help most. So that came out at the end. And why I say at the end is I don't know you're a safe pair of hands, and you don't know I'm a safe pair of hands until we know each other. So I go into the meeting and say hello and sit down, and we don't know each other from Adam. All right, seen the videos, but not really. And he says, what are your plans? What are my plans, right? I've got two choices there. I can become secretive, defensive, half-hearted, and even dishonest. I could. Some entrepreneurs would, if they buy into the, don't tell anybody what you're going to do, be defensive strategy. And I wouldn't tell everybody what I'm going to do. But I'll tell him. I just drove for 3 hours. I'll tell him because I think I know him, and I'm willing to take a gamble because I've watched him and listened to him and looked at his business. So I told him, and I told him straight. I said, this is what we're going to do. I get my written strategy out and I show him. And I say, I'm going to create a national consultancy brand, and this is how. I'd show him how. I've only known him 5 minutes. I showed him how for two reasons. One is I wanted him to trust me. I wanted him to realise that I was serious. And I wanted him to know that I trusted him enough to share knowledge. The truth is, obviously, I wouldn't share it with him if it was easily copied. And it isn't easily copied. I put 3 years of work into this with my business partner. It isn't easily copied. You can't copy it because it's a brand strategy. Now, he's a marketing company, right? He knows this better than anyone. You can't copy brand. You can imitate brand, but you cannot copy it. You can't actually imitate it visually if you're like, you know, into intellectual property and logos and things. So I could tell him, because I knew he can't replicate it easily. Doesn't have the same history as us, hasn't put the same effort into developing a reputation for what we do, and it would just take too long to catch up. So I'm not stupid. I didn't share competitive advantage that was easily copied. I shared competitive advantage that was very difficult to copy, if not impossible. But I had to, because we're trying to establish a collaborative relationship, which means someone has to jump first. I am sure he would have jumped first. If I'd got there with the question before him, when we sat down, and I'd said, what's your strategy? I think he'd have told me, because that's the kind of person I think he is, and thought he was before I got there. I certainly think it now after meeting him. I think he'd have told me. If I'd said to him, you know, what's your strategy? I'm pretty sure he'd have told me straight. Same reasons. He knows I can't copy him. He also knows that I wouldn't want to. Okay? It's not my plan. It's not my life plan. I don't want to do what he does. He has like a proper business, big business, loads of people, you know, corporate level almost. I don't want any of that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's brilliant, you know. Lucrative, I'm sure. But it's not what I want to do with my life. So he could share that with me, and he did. So I jumped first. This is the strategy. This is the future. This is how we're going to do it. Quite a bit of detail. And then I say, what are you going to do? And he's inclined to tell me. Very inclined, because I took a gamble. I committed to him. He knows something about me not everybody knows. And because of that, he can take more risks to trust me, because I don't want him to tell everyone. I mean, there's two parts to that. There's like the carrot and stick stuff in it. The stick is, you can't talk about me because I know about you. That's just a life relationship, isn't it? Is we shared something, what's the word, valuable, that we wouldn't want everyone to know. And because of that, we won't tell anyone, because, you know, we know something about each other. But carrot-wise, we do it because we believe in it as values. I'm pretty sure he did, and I know he does now because he told me what his life plan was. We do it because we believe in collaboration, sharing information that doesn't threaten your own plan. I wouldn't tell everyone that, you know, the strategy. And yeah, so we both did it. I jumped first. He'd have jumped first if he could. He jumped second. Suddenly we trust each other. And then I jump again. And he jumps some more, and I jump some more. And we learn in a very quick time, because then we never met each other, right? 2 hours. We learn very quickly who we are and whether we have a journey that crosses over. That's why I went. Does that person, not the business, does that person have something to add to my journey and vice versa? I think the answer is yes. Yes. I know I can add something to what he's trying to do, because he is interested in developing consultancy branding. I know something about that, I hope. And I know he can help me because he's well known and got a good reputation and is smart. So he adds value if he works with us. I don't care about the sales, right? I can find any consultancy anywhere to do a safe pair of hands. I'm not going to drive 3 hours to find a safe pair of hands. I'll just get on the phone and ring someone, or I'll ring someone I trust and say, can you recommend someone who's good at that part of business consultancy? And they'll tell me, that's a safe pair of hands, right? Vouched for the vouched. I ain't going to get in the car for 3 hours to go and find a safe pair of hands to make one sale. But I will get in the car and give up a day to go and meet someone who I think is, what's the word? Going to be a good person to know. Then asked me about books, actually. I'll just quickly finish with that, because obviously we published a book on Friday, our book. And he said, how hard is it to do that? I said, well, it takes you 1,000 hours to write the book. You don't get paid for that. But we self-published, which I think he was quite surprised about. We did everything. Designed the cover, wrote the words, licensed the images, set up the print on demand, got the copyright in place. Shall I go on? Everything you see in that book, we did it. And he was talking about publishers, and just as the pros and cons of publishing, what are the pros of self-publishing? No one tells you what to do. There is no compromise. This isn't necessarily a good thing. There is no compromise in what you wrote, because there was no one there to go, I don't think the audience will like that bit, or I don't think you should say it that way. Well, the pro of that situation of not having that is, guess what? Everything we wrote is actually authentic. It wasn't designed or contrived for an audience. It's actually, this is what we believe. There is no compromise. I think that's powerful, more powerful than having an editor. On the other hand, you might say the wrong thing and no one's there to tell you, but you soon find that out when you publish, I figure. The con is obviously you don't have the marketing powerhouse behind you, which means you have a slow burner. You have a book that gets sold on reputation and referral, not shelf space. But I'm willing to compromise that to stay authentic and tell you exactly what we think. That was it. Good meeting. I am sure he's a good man to know, and hopefully he'll think the same. Fingers crossed.